some people have lost friends through this cold snap, and emotions are high, tensions are high, and I completely understand that. They can't get into recovery if they want to. There's not enough hospital beds. We have amputations happening.
A challenge that we have on council is that we're generally responding to the symptoms. We have the ability to respond to encampments by cleaning them, providing outreach services, but we don't have a lot of the tools that are needed to actually address housing and homelessness.
The housing, shelters, mental health addictions, these are all provincial responsibilities, but because the city tries to address the gaps, by no fault of the public, they start to think, oh, hey, you know what, it's the city that's responsible for this, which frankly is just not the case, but we do what we can. So what we're looking for from the province and the federal government is substantial investments that actually address and solve the issue rather than window dressing.
So, Councillor, where does that start, do you think?
Well, we've seen some really positive steps from the province in recent months, and I can't emphasize enough how much of a shift it's been to look at even their investment in permanent shelter spaces. This is a huge increase. Previously, we were sitting at about 700 permanent funded shelter spaces compared to about 1,800 in Calgary. The province committed to getting that up to 1,700. We've seen some of those new spaces come online.
The sad part is we're talking about a last-ditch effort, which is getting people into shelters. Really, we should back it up and say, why do we even need shelters? Why do we have encampments? What is going on that people are falling into poverty, falling into deep addiction, and they're just not getting the supports they needed? Because it's very easy to blame the victim or the person who is suffering from these things, but no one wakes up and says, you know what, I'm going to ruin my life today, or I'm going to live in a tent. That's just not the way it works. There's a systemic series of failures that we can identify. We know what they are. And it actually isn't cost prohibitive to fix. It actually saves our entire system a lot of money. So right now, the status quo, we're bleeding dollars. So if we have fiscally accountable governments, they will look at this and say, you know what, let's just step up and do the right thing.